continuously kicks Ole Anderson in the leg. I've told you about that boot time and time again. You won't do anything about it. If that had been Ric Flair wearing it, if it had been me or Tony Blanchard wearing it, what would you have done? Fines, suspensions. Hey, I'm not taking you home.
Oh, my goodness, baby dolls out here.
You take me home or not. I'm out here to say, Arn Anderson, you are next.
Oh, is that a play? Just 1 minute. Wait a minute, Tony.
Championship Wrestling, bringing you great wrestling action, sanctioned by the NWA, National Wrestling Alliance.
Welcome to World Championship Wrestling. I'm David Crockett. With me, Tony Schiavone. Tony, like the lady said, Arn Anderson is next. And we have Arn Anderson here on World Championship Wrestling. He is the new World's Television Champion, and we will have him wrestle his first match.
Well, like him or not, he won that tournament for the NWA World Television title just last weekend. He is a new World Television Champion. However, the other half of the Minnesota Wrecking Crew is Ole Anderson. And as reported last week, Ole Anderson is in serious business right now because he has undergone a very serious injury. And from what we heard, we're not so sure if Ole Anderson will ever come back or not.
That's correct. The injury is such that he might not ever wrestle again.
That's right. That's from
and so that puts
puts
that national tag team title up, you know, because they have 30 days in which to defend it.
To defend the title, just like what happened to Dusty Rhodes when he was the World Television Champion. Now, today, our very first installment of Scouting Report with Bill Apter, an in-depth interview with one of your favorite wrestlers, so you'll want to stay tuned for that. That is here today on World Championship Wrestling, and then each and every week you will see Scouting Report with Bill Apter. And we also have a title match here today for the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight title. The champion, Crusher Khrushchev, will defend against Sam Houston.
That's going to be a fantastic match.
That
is
is
exactly
exactly
young man,
right.
He's on his way up.
Now, the World Heavyweight Champion, Nature Boy Ric Flair, is with us. Dusty Rhodes with Baby Doll. Dusty, the National Heavyweight Champion. Magnum TA is here. The World Tag Team Champions are here. Let's bring in Ron Garvin. We talked about the World Heavyweight Champion, Ric Flair. Of all the top contenders to his title, you got to say that Ron Garvin is right at or near the top of the list, and I know you're looking to get maybe one day that World Heavyweight title.
That's right, Tony. You know, on the way down here this morning, sitting in the plane, I was reading the paper. And it's funny, everybody has a goal in life, and that's what makes life so exciting and so worthwhile living, is to accomplish your goal. And in the paper, there was an article that says this corporation, their goal was to gross $27 million. And I said, well, it's a little out of reach for Ronnie Garvin, $27 million. Right now it's out of reach for Ronnie Garvin, but I know exactly where to find $500,000 to start with in 1986. And $500,000, I'm talking about the belt that Ric Flair is wearing, the World's Heavyweight Championship belt. That's worth $500,000 a year. Now, that's my goal for 1986, and Ric Flair, you're the man. Now, you said on television to beat a man, you got to beat the man. Well, I think I'm the man for the job. You see, I think I've embarrassed you. Now, you witnessed the match I had with him on the Superstation here in front of millions of people. Now, you don't hear Ric Flair brag about this, because I think I give him a whooping. I think I got his number, and I think he's scared, and I think he wants to run. But, Ric Flair, I'm going to be here, 1986. Doesn't matter where it's at. If it's here, if it's in California, East Coast, West Coast. But Ric Flair, I'm here, and I'm after you.
Okay, let's go to the ring. The Russian team is in the ring.
All right, in the ring, 2/3 of the world's six-man tag team champions, Ivan Koloff and Nikita Koloff, take on the Italian Stallion and Rocky King.
There's that trophy for the world's six-man tag team champions, Ivan and Nikita Koloff. You know, we talk about...
There's it. That's what I'm proud of right there, that American flag.
We talk about the Russians as great tag team wrestlers. They're great single wrestlers also.
Yes, they are.
Crusher Khrushchev, Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion, one of the regional champions around the world. And I would think that Ivan Koloff and Nikita Koloff are top contenders, singles wrestlers for any major title around the country.
That's right. You know, you talked about Crusher Khrushchev. Like we said, right at first, he is going to defend that Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight title against Sam Houston. And Sam Houston, he is a spitfire.
He really is.
All right, the Stallion goes in right after Ivan. Watch Ivan. Starts to pound away on the chest, takes him. Switch now. Good backdrop. You got to stay on Ivan. Needs to take him down on that mat.
Well, there's Nikita taking care of Rocky King.
The Russian Nightmare. Nikita Koloff. Ivan's still in there. Has the Stallion. Stallion's trying to get him. He needs to take him down on that mat. Now Rocky King has that arm.
One thing you can say, David, the Stallion and Rocky King are fine athletes. You can tell that by looking at them.
But the power and the might of that Russian team. That's why you can't stand there and slug it out with him. You've got to take him down on that mat. You've got to control it. All right, the Stallion goes up. Hard down on that arm. Takes him over. Now, Nikita Koloff. Watch him. Here he goes, across into the rope. What's he got? Catches King, too. All right, that foot right in the chest. King comes in. Remember, you can't match him. That's strength. Now look at Nikita. They love to take the Americans, intimidate them, punish them, embarrass them, cross into the ropes, elbow in the chest. Ivan has him up. Backbreaker just goes down. Really didn't try to hook him.
No, he didn't.
Throws him out. Now watch out. He's going right out after him. Nope, now he gets back in.
Typical Russian move right there.
Look at Nikita. All right, they really don't have to do this. They are the world six-man tag team champions.
Come on, Rocky! Come on!
But like I said, they want to intimidate, embarrass any way they can.
Well, I'll tell you what, when you got the Russians in there, and you're the referee, Pee Wee Anderson, the referee here today, and you got a tough job ahead of you. Oh, the right leg.
Ivan shouts his command. Nikita makes that tag. Double elbow right in that chest.
Intimidation from Nikita Koloff. Oh, one hand.
Oh, ran across the ropes. That top rope dropped him. The arrogance of the Russian Nightmare, Nikita Koloff. See, he just reaches back, makes that tag. Ivan's the legal man in. They take King. Both of them pound away on him. Ivan going right after the face. Snapmare takes him over. The elbow. Rocky moves out of the way. Trying to get through. Can he do it? Ivan grabs him again, pulls him over, makes that tag. Here comes Nikita. Look at him. Both of them now pound away. Ah, there's that sickle. King tried to stop it with the arm, but couldn't.
The Russian sickle is devastating.
Nikita says, not this time, kid. And he lays him out. There you see the animal. The Russian Nightmare, Nikita Koloff. And the commander, Ivan Koloff. They are your winners.
The Russians are in top form, and that picture you're seeing being held by the Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champion, Crusher Khrushchev.
Right, it's just a sample of what Nikita, my nephew and Crusher Khrushchev, just did on their recent tour to Asia, to Japan, defeating all these opponents in record time. Crusher, how long was the longest match against these Japanese?
It's just like these Americans around here, no longer than 5 minutes.
You hear that, Road Warriors? Rock and Roll Express? You better pay rock and roll. You know, you see these Road Warriors on 2 different occasions. Yourself out here, American. You see what happened to them when we used the chain on both of them on 2 separate occasions and put them down. You want some more of this, Road Warriors? That is fine. You come ahead. We welcome the opportunity. And you, Magnum TA, United States Heavyweight Champion, you think you are big and you are strong. You're going to find out my nephew Nikita is a little stronger and a little better. He's a Magnum TA. How do you call? I hear he's a freedom rider. What is time, Magnum TA? You come to your knees and meet Nikita Cola. You see, Nikita in time going to take you, Tiger, and the wrong way. Nikita here, how you also have maybe little problem. What happened to you, also? Wrong way.
The Russian team led by Avikola. When we come back and look at Tully Blanchard Enterprises. Don't go away.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Tully Blanchard is taking on Mac Jeffers. There you see Tully takes his time because he says wait, because his man now, J.J. Dillon, is coming over to take his robe for him, where it used to be Baby Doll.
Together, they make what they call Tully Blanchard Enterprises. He calls himself, or I guess Tully calls JJ, the administrative director of Tully Blanchard Enterprises. One thing is for sure, David, we know how good JJ Dillon is as a manager. Or as, let's say, an advisor. And we know how good Tully Blanchard is. And we know how, at times, despicable they can be.
True.
Combined, they're going to be a big force in the wrestling world. You got to admit that.
All right, look at JJ now. He's even changed his style of dress. Three-piece suit. But Tully still has that temper. Can J.J. Dillon control that temper for him? Jeffers has that headlock, has it in tight.
Now see, Tully doesn't, as obvious, you can see, doesn't mind doing something like this at all.
Because he wants the other wrestler to lose control. Now it starts.
Now the conference in the corner.
Wrestling, not boxing. Keep your fist open, boy.
He can do it. You might not like him, but you have to respect Tully Blanchard in the way that he can control his opponent. Dictate the pace of the match. Jeffers has him. Can he hold on to it? Takes him. Here he goes into the ropes. Again, Tully's a smart wrestler.
Oh, Tully was ready for that. You're right, David. Now here's where he's at his best. The elbow drops. Series of elbow drops. And Mac Jeffers drops right on the floor.
There you see Jeffers slowly getting up. Tully just waiting. Our fist side of the head. Now put right in the face. Tully's starting him. Goes right back now. Kick him in the head again. And again. There you see JJ just waiting for an opportunity. Knee right in the face. Up. Puts the knee in the chest. Up again now. Driving that knee into him. Pushes him out. Watch out for JJ. Look at him. He's just sort of standing there. I just don't trust him. Good forearm. Tully takes him now. Bends that head back. Jeffers trying to hold on.
Well, David, let me ask you this question. You've seen a lot of Tully Blanchard. Has there anything changed? Or has it changed at all since forming this enterprise with James J. Dillon?
I think he's, well, I know he's a little bit meaner because, and I don't know whether it's J.J. Dillon or the loss of Baby Doll to Dusty Rhodes.
That's a good point.
The national heavyweight champion. Then you have the fact, too, that right in the back, that Tully lost that United States heavyweight title to Magnum TA.
Here we go. At the feet of James J. Dillon, and he straightens his tie. Look here. That's not like James J. Dillon at all, David. I mean,
sneaky. Okay. All right, here goes. Slingshot. Suplex. Takes him over. Has him down for the pin. Yes. And he has him. Look at him.
Yes, sir. As confident, as tough as ever. First of all, I guess what needs to be said by me is congratulations. You are the world television champion. You won the tournament. You're also one half of the national tag team champions. However, you do realize, though, that you have 30 days to defend that national tag team title belt. I know you want to talk about this first, but keep that in mind.
First things first. For once in your life, I'm glad you finally called a spade and admitted that I am, and I know it's making you sick, David Crockett, the fact that I am the world television champion. I am half of the national tag team champions. There is some speculation running around, however, that an injury to Ole Anderson at the hands of Dusty Rhodes, that he won't be back in time to defend these tag titles.
The information that we've received that he may never return to wrestling.
Family, who you think's got the proper information? I talk to him on the phone every day. How long you known Ole Anderson? He will be back for the 30-day period. We'll defend these titles and we'll hang on to them all we want to. Okay. Now then, point number 2. Today starts the mark of a new era. There's going to be a TV champion get in that ring every show, every week, and defend that title. The first title defense is today, and I'm going to show you what a television champion is. I'm not going to be like Dusty Rhodes and sit back here in the wings and come out here and tell people what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it, and that's all starts today, Tony Schiavone. It has been your pleasure, and just remember one thing. Ric Flair, Tully Blanchard, Ole, you're at home watching. We are the 4 horsemen, period, and what it boils down to, you're either a world champion or you're not. That's that. It's been your pleasure.
Arn Anderson, he is now the NWA World Television Champion. Let's go to the ring.
All right, Tony. Those were some words by Arn Anderson, the world's television champion and one half of the national tag team champions. In the ring, there you see Paul Jones with his animal, the Barbarian.
A shot right there, David. It's obvious that Paul can do something no other man can do, and that is communicate with that monster.
And that thing is a monster. He's huge, strong, and he's just like a cat. You gotta watch it. Look at him. Tony, man, big.
His opponent is Art Pritz. And
Mr. Pritz.
What a way to get into professional wrestling.
Welcome to World Championship Wrestling.
Those right hands are not even facing that midsection at all.
No.
We got to realize here, while he was trying the midsection, all the well-developed wrestlers, we talk about their arms and their chest, their abdomen muscles are strong also, therefore they can take a beating.
Oh, yes. Look out, look out. Drop those huge legs across his chest. Watch that headbutt. Headbutts him again. The Barbarian. Paul Jones is very proud of what he's accomplished with the Barbarian. Look at him now. Goes right for the face. Bite him.
Well, you can see the fans and referee Pee Wee Anderson do not appreciate that at all.
All right, Tony, you watch the Barbarian. You've seen Tully Blanchard. You've seen Ivan Koloff and Nikita Koloff. You've seen Ron Garvin. We talked about Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes. We have a very special program coming up. We've asked you fans to write in.
We're talking about what do you think would be your dream match? What match would you like to see most of all? And there are all kinds of possibilities.
We got Joe. Goes right for the head. Again, try it. Does it again.
We'd love for you to write to us and tell us what you think would be your dream match. Now, let me say right here, please put your dream match selection or selections on a postcard.
We have, Tony, right now we have to take postcards only because we have over 20,000 votes.
Over
That's
20,000
already. So get them in.
Postcards only will be accepted. Write to us.
All right, here he goes. Watch the Barbarian. He goes up on that top. Now watch him fly across the ring. Headbutt. Right into the shoulder. Goes down for the pin. He's got him. Oh, Paul Jones is proud. Look at him. And Magnum TA, the United States heavyweight champion, is up against Thunderfoot. And Tony, you were interviewing the world heavyweight champion Ric Flair. You should have seen Magnum standing there, that gleam in his eye, saying, I want you. There are a lot of people that want the world heavyweight champion. Ron Garvin, he's in line. He's going to, I tell you what, like Ron said one time, he's got his number.
Well, and one thing, really a contrast in men, because there is nothing flashy about Ron Garvin at all.
That's right. He gets down to business when he gets in that ring.
A lot flashy about the world champion.
Hey, the man in there right now, United States heavyweight champion, Magnum TA. They call him the boss. He gets in that ring, and he goes.
Got a pretty tough opponent in Thunderfoot also.
Yes, he does. Switch now. Good hip toss. Good arm. Boy, it took him right over.
And the fans love it.
The United States heavyweight champion, Magnum TA. Magnum's got to watch that boot of Thunderfoot. Still has that arm. Twisting the arm. Tighter and tighter. Backs him in the ropes. Here he goes. Cross. Swish now by Thunderfoot. Magnum jumps over. Arm drag. Takes it right back over. Arm bar. Good move. This is why this man is the United States heavyweight champion. There you see. Magnum TA. Look at him now. Again, puts that knee right into the arm. Drops the leg across, still holds on with that arm bar. Tully Blanchard is the man that would like to get hold of Magnum TA. All right, watch this. Slam on the arm. This is something that the Andersons made famous. Step over. Apply the pressure. Thunderfoot trying to figure out what to do.
Well, no gift from Thunderfoot right there, but Magnum certainly likes to work on that left arm.
Yes, he does. Remember, you always have to watch out for that belly-to-belly suplex of Magnum.
And you got to watch out for that loaded foot, too.
All right, duck under by Magnum. Picks him up. Lands hard on the mat.
Thunderfoot
gets ready.
Oh.
Takes him over. Hooks it.
Thunderfoot's certainly a man, if he sees it's going too tough for him, can try to load that right foot.
That's right.
And end the match. Watch out here.
Drives the knee in the midsection again. keeps on, trying to knock the wind out of Magnum. Can he do it? Referee puts him away. Driving back again. Fist the back of the neck. Goes for the choke. What's he going to do? Again, the choke. Referee calls for the break. Goes back in. Here he goes. Whips him across. Switch bow. Magnum comes in. Ducks under. Belly to belly. Yes! Hard down on the mat. Hooks the leg. He's got it. The winner, the United States Heavyweight Champion, Magnum TA. America's heartthrob. He is some man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, in the ring, the Pistol Man, Pistol Pez Watley against George South. Look at him. He's ready. Dancing around. He set him up. Watch him. Pistol Pez Watley, one of the great wrestlers in the world.
He really is.
If not the greatest black wrestler in the world.
David, you really put that right on the nose. The fans really responding to Pistol Pez as he came to the arena. And George South now trying to take the measure of him.
Switch now by Pez. Comes in. Ha! Back up. Hard down on that. Watch it. Good drop kick. Comes right back up. Just like a cat.
If that drop kick is not one of the best, it certainly is unique, because notice how Pistol will flip.
That's right.
After the drop kick.
Pez, as soon as he makes that drop kick, he's ready to come down and come right back up. Springs up. All right, now they tie up. He goes for the arm. He has it. Twisting. Pistol Man makes George South twist that arm again. This man, Pistol Pez, he's one of the best. George South has an arm. Look at Pistol. Comes right up.
What an athlete. What ability. Did you see that? Again.
Gets the arm. Goes for the legs. Comes up. Headlock. A vice grip headlock, too. I mean, when he puts a headlock on, he squeezes tighter and tighter. South trying to figure out what to do. All right, here they go. Cross. Good tackle by Pez. Goes in. South drops down. South body block goes down for the pin. South kicks out. Pez is right up, just waiting. Pistol Pez Watley. Look at him. Come in. One of the best. And you have only the best right here on World Championship Wrestling. Headlock again.
Pistol really likes the pace at a very quick, fast pace, doesn't it?
Yes, he does.
Now George South wanting to slow things down up against the ropes. Oh, David.
South goes right for the face now. Snapmare takes him out. Here comes Pez. They start to slug it out. Good left jab. Hard right. Takes South down on the mat. Pez waits for him. Sets him up. Here he goes. Headbutt.
George South said, I don't want any part of that.
South goes right for the eyes. Now fist forearm in the back. Here he goes again, straight for the face. Pez turns him around. Referee calling for the break. Headbutt. Goes down.
Still, George South kicks away, but Pistol Pez really has him in trouble right now. Look at him reeling.
South backs up. Pez slowly wants to go in after him, but he realizes he's got to be cautious.
Look how much energy Pez still has, the endurance this athlete has. I mean, he is still ready to go like a ball of fire.
They're in the ropes. He's got to watch it. Watch out for South. Black. Up.
Good move by George South.
Yes. Pez has him. Soup quick. South kicks out. Has that arm. Has that arm bar. South is trying to figure out how to get out of it. He needs to get back up.
And as you can hear, the fans really behind Pistol.
South trying, fist in the back. Headlock now. Here they go across. Nice tackle.
Oh, good tackle.
Wait a minute. He got Pez for a second. Comes in. Hard right. Backs him in. Comes across. Headbutt! Flying headbutt. Goes down for the pin. Got him. Your winner, Pistol Pez Watley, the Pistol Man.
Tell you what, you knew that George South would not get up from that. The flying headbutt. Sensational win for Pistol Pez Watley right there. See you later. George South down and out. Pistol Pez Watley is your winner here on World Championship Wrestling. Pistol, great win. Congratulations. Good to see you once again.
Thank you very much, Tony, baby. Woo, what a battle out there. Let me tell you what, baby. Jim Crockett Promotions and the NWA, they come all the way live in 85. And let me tell you what else, baby. We gonna be getting down in 86. You can bet your bricks. And another thing, baby, if everybody watching around the whole world, Dusty Rhodes, he done broke one of the 4 horsemen's legs. Now everybody upset. Well, let me tell you something, baby. World heavyweight champion, you better look out because he ain't through and the hunt is still on. Check it out, baby. I'll be out there, be in the middle of this in 86. Woo, so proud to be here. Yeah, take care of business, y'all.
All right, we're coming right back. Don't go away. Now, last week, right here on this program, Baby Doll came out. She said, Arn Anderson, you're next. After what happened to Ole, I think all the fans across the country know exactly what she meant.
Well, you know, it's been a couple weeks now with Baby Doll. My mama wrote me from Houston and said, this is the woman that you call a Jezebel on nationwide TV one time. I said, Mama, Jezebels come in different shapes and forms. There are bad Jezebels and there are good Jezebels. And Baby Doll is a good Jezebel. But let me tell you what just happened. Ric Flair is living proof that most white people ain't got no rhythm. Brother, I never seen anything in my life when he be snapping his fingers and the music be going some other place. He is living proof that white people ain't got no rhythm. Simple as that, except the American dream. Now then, Arn Anderson, Baby Doll told you you're next. I want you to write it down in your book. You understand it. In a steel cage, I'm going to break your bones. Might be your legs, might be your arms, might be anything. And there's one thing that 780 wrestlers around this world want, and that's the world's heavyweight title. Ric Flair, you want it, that's why I want it, and that's what it's all about. Baby Doll has gained a tremendous amount of notoriety, if you will, over the past. And she has got her first award. Baby Doll, show this award here, honey. Look at this, get a close-up. Baby Doll's first award.
A friend of mine, Rich Lewis. I want to thank him for the award. So, quite an honor from you, Rich. Thank you.
That's it. And Rich, hey, and Rich said in the letter, Dusty Rhodes, I wish I was big enough to challenge you for a match so I could win Baby Doll from you. It ain't gonna happen, baby.
The national heavyweight champion, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, with Baby Doll go to the ring.
Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson. Listen to the fans. They love him. They're one of the most exciting wrestling teams in the world. Look at him. Good knee lift. Robert Gibson goes in. Arm drag. Vernon Deaton over. Tags Ricky Morton. Here he goes. Cross in the rope. Good drop kick.
Oh,
good.
my.
Oh, great. Nice forearm.
And you think Ricky Morton's not upset? He has good reason to be upset,
Yes,
David.
he does.
As a matter of fact, it's good to see Ricky Morton with us. Oh, that was right in the midsection.
Right. Robert. Good slam. Puts that knee right across the chest.
Tell you what, a lot of people want to get a tag team together to become World Tag Team Champions.
That's right. But there's no tag team like the two young men in the ring right now. Robert Gibson and Ricky Morton, the World Tag Team Champions. They're smart, very smart, and quick wrestlers.
They have warded off all challenges and held on to those titles. And now the challenge is there from the Midnight Express with Jim Cornette.
And you have to include Jim Cornette when you say the Midnight Express in that challenge.
But you got to admit, David, regardless of what Cornette says, regardless how much smoke screen he blows up, his team is really good.
Yes, they are. He spent his mother's money very well.
But they're not the Rock and Roll Express.
There is only one rock and roll. The Rock and Roll Express. And those two young men over there, Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson, they're going after that Midnight Express and Jim Cornette. Good move by Robert Gibson.
Takedown in time of Randy Mulkey.
Look at Robert spin around him. All right, good. Got him over. Almost. This team can do it. Makes the tag. Ricky Morton. Ricky takes him over. Good. Still holds him. Lets him up. Wants to set him up. Goes behind him. Nice move. Mulkey totally confused by the quickness of Ricky Morton. Oh, look at him bend those arms. The Rock and Roll Express, the World Tag Team Champions. There you see Mulkey. Ricky's got him. Tony, there's another Express, the Midnight Express, with Jim Cornette. They always say that they should be the World Tag Team Champions.
Well, we're going to talk to Jim Cornette a little bit later on, and we're going to find out what some men will resort to try to prove a point, I guess, as much as anything else, Dave. Get someone's attention to prove a point. I don't know, but we'll talk to Cornette. I'm sure he'll have, as always, a lot to say.
A whole lot.
A whole lot to say.
Gibson driving that arm. Goes up, puts the knee right into it. This team, the Rock and Roll Express, they know how to control. Ricky's up. Second rope. Comes across.
Notice that time, Ricky Morton was looking at referee Pee Wee Anderson, and he had a 5 count to get off the ropes, and he got off just in time, waiting for that count.
Double wrist lock. Good move. Oh, look what he's doing to that arm. He's got it. Takes him down. Drags him over. Tags Robert. Here he goes. Puts the knee right across the arm. Teamwork. You're watching it. The very best. The Rock and Roll Express. Again, the World Tag Team Champions. Here he goes again. Takes him, snapmare. Hooks those arms. This team knows how to do it. The Rock and Roll Express. Here it comes. Teamwork. Watch the teamwork. Ready? Double drop kick. Takes Monkey down. That's it. Your winners.
This is TB, Tully Blanchard Enterprises.
And as the administrative director, my first order of business was to set a warning for everybody in the chain of command, the domino effect, right down to the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. And I said the first in line was Jimmy Valiant. We're not going to waste any time because in '86 we
Let's show it, JJ. Let's show it.
Let's take a look at what we're talking about when we take care of business.
Okay, let's take a look at what Tully Blanchard Enterprises is talking about.
Here you see Jimmy Valiant with that patented sleeper hold, J&J.
Chokehold.
Well, whatever. He's got Black Bart in a bad way. Black Bart needs a little bit of help. And I tell you what, when you're giving messages to Dusty Rhodes, Magnum TA, you give them right. And this is exactly the way you give a message. And here I come right there. And I'm going to tell you what, in my street clothes, $500 suit, $700 off-street shoes right there, gold jewelry, everything. Valiant into the post, and watch this, right on his head. Valiant's career is probably over right now. If he's in the hospital looking at this, you think about it. Dusty Rhodes, you think about it. Magnum TA, you think about it. Because I tell you what, when I give a message, the message is given right. And you just saw it. Now you people count it. You know, JJ and I went out and did a little celebrating last night. And I tell you what, I forgot to shave, baby. I was a little late for the flight. But you know, Flair was there too. And when Flair and Tully Blanchard Enterprises get together, you know the party time is on all night long. Jimmy Valiant, your history. Dusty Rhodes, Magnum TA, you think about it. Because I tell you what, there's going to be a day when I walk out here with a national title on one shoulder and a U.S. title on the other. And I tell you what, that's the bottom line.
There's a pile driver on the floor. Tully Blanchard Enterprises. Tully Blanchard, James J. Dillon, back to the ring.
In the ring, the man with a fist of stone, Ron Garvin, against Paul Gardner.
David, very briefly, there's a lady that is known to everyone as Granny. Her name is Louise Bowen. She always sits at ringside at the Omni in Marietta. Whenever we have some wrestling around here, she is in South Fulton Hospital recovering. She had an illness recently, and we all wish her the very best.
Yes. Oh, right here on World Championship Wrestling. Hope you get out of the hospital very soon.
Yep, she never misses an event. Ronnie Garvin, one of the top contenders for the NWA World Heavyweight title. As he goes up against Paul Gardner.
Garvin's got it. Look at him. Putting a sugar on. Oh, he's got him. Gardner is at his mercy.
Well, here's why he is one of the top contenders for the World Heavyweight title. The man knows so many moves and can beat you so many different ways.
That's right.
We know he can hit you with a knockout punch and out go the lights. But he's just showing the entire nation right now what he can do.
And one thing is cave your chest in with that. Again. Headbutt. He said so many times that he has Ric Flair's number. He knows how he ticks. The one thing is that Ric Flair doesn't intimidate Ron Garvin. Good backdrop. Garvin says, all right now. He's got the fist ready. Gets him right on the top of the head. Comes over, sits right down on him. There you see it, your winner. The man with the hands of stone, Ron Garvin.
Saw him in action. Now you see him here. The NWA World Tag Team Champions, Ricky Morton, Robert Gibson, Rock and Roll Express.
You know, Tony, being NWA World Tag Team Champions, we defend these titles all over the world every night against top contenders. And as you can see, we still are the NWA Tag Team Champions. That means we're on the top of the list. We're the #1 tag team in professional wrestling.
Right.
So Jimmy Cornette, what you did to brother here was uncalled for. You messed his throat up. People might not have saw it right now, Tony, but they will. They messed brother's throat up here. You see brother, he's still standing there, Tony, because he's got more guts in his little finger than Jimmy Cornette and the Midnight Express have got in the whole entire stinking body. So Jimmy Cornette, what I'm trying to tell you is you jumped up the wrong tree, baby. You barked up the wrong tree. So Jimmy Cornette, every dog has got his day, and Jimmy Cornette's just right around the corner.
All right. Message to Jim Cornette and the Midnight Express. We're coming right back. Let us say again, the Rock and Roll Express World Tag Team Champions. And you know Jim Cornette, Robert Gibson.
You got to pardon me today, Tony. I'm laughing so hard I can't hardly talk.
Robert Gibson's
I have got
really
hoarse.
upset.
Robert Gibson's upset. Well, big deal. Do you think I care about that? What's the matter with Ricky? Ricky, you didn't talk. Has the cat got your tongue, Ricky Morton? What's the matter? Hey, you got a little piece of tape. I want to see it. This is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. It's better than Ozzie and Harriet. It's better than Leave It to Beaver. Look at this right now. The Rock and Roll Express, once again, an illegal tactic. The double drop kick, totally illegal. So what happened? The Midnight Express and myself went down to the ring to inform the referee that the Rock and Roll Express had cheated. And just like I said would happen, they attacked us from behind, so we had to do something about it. Now, Rock and Roll Express, I warned you a long time ago, I don't like competition. I don't like people getting in the way of what the Midnight Express wants, and most of all, what I want. You see the result of it now. Ricky Morton down on the floor. Now we go back for Robert Gibson. I had warned him that we would take care of him one way or another. Not only would we win the belts, but we would get rid of the competition by putting out of professional wrestling any way, shape, or form that I saw fit. And since the Midnight Express, they are well rewarded for everything they do for me. I thought up something just riding down the road in the car one day I thought might be appropriate, because Ricky Morton's always talking big and bad and tough. I figure, let's see how big and how bad that he can talk when he's got a busted up throat, when he can't move, when he can't get up off the mat, and when he's got blood coming out of his mouth, as you'll see shortly, because that throat right there will probably never be the same again. I'm surprised he's still walking around, but the only thing that does is give me an opportunity to think of something else to do to that stinking little slimy punk. Because like I've said before, Rock and Roll Express, I hate your guts, but I'll give you this. You're the only competition that we've got in professional wrestling, and that means that you've got to be put out of the way, and I don't care what method or what manner has to be taken to do it. All of Ricky's friends, they're so concerned. They're coming around to see if he's okay. Does he look okay to you, Tony?
No, not at all.
This is the greatest thing that I have ever done in my entire life. The Midnight Express, the perfect team to do something like that because it required split-second timing. A lot of thought went into that. I wish my mother could see it. I wish my grandmother. You know what I'd say to my grandmother if she was here right now?
No, what's that?
I'd say, what are you doing here, Granny? You've been dead for 9 years. And Ricky Morton, you're going to fit in the same caliber real soon. Because what do you want?
Jim, listen now, you come out here a lot and you say many things. Some things we're amused by, but what I just saw on TV was one of the sickest things I've ever seen in my life.
Tony, that just breaks my heart. That really does. Because let me tell you something, I don't give a tinker's twiddle what you think. I don't give a tinker's twiddle what you idiots out there think. And most of all, I don't give a tinker's twiddle what the Rock and Roll Express thinks. The only thing the Rock and Roll Express have to think is that the Midnight Express have hurt them once. The Midnight Express are going to hurt them again, And the Midnight Express, I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, are going to be your next World Tag Team Champions. Ladies and gentlemen, the rightful Tag Team Champions of the world, Loverboy Dennis and Beautiful Bobby, the Midnight Express.
They're going up against Bill Mulkey and Big Bill Tam, and I guess Jim Cornette very proud, very happy about what we just saw, David, buddy.
That shows you what type of warped individual this man is.
You're right.
I'm not sure if he's a man.
One thing, though, I'd like to say that was good is to
Watch out. Go ahead.
See Ricky Morton standing out here like he did and wrestling after what Jim Cornette did to him. Well,
the team of the Rock and Roll Express. They are the World Tag Team Champions. They are. Not the Midnight Express, not Jim Cornette, the Rock and Roll Express. Mr. Cornette, they are the World Tag Team Champions. No matter what you and your two henchmen did. And it was you, right? It was the three of you.
It was the three of us. That's exactly right. And I'll tell you something else. If the Rock and Roll Express are the World Tag Team Champions, they better not have to do too many newspaper interviews, because Ricky Morton ain't talking too well these days, and Robert Gibson is one step above a mongoloid. You see a big guy in the ring right there, Bill Tab. The best way to take one of them down is to break them down at the knees. You see that little emaciated goof over there in the corner. The best thing to do is just beat his brains out, and you'll see the Midnight Express are the rightful World Tag Team Champions. We have destroyed the Rock and Roll Express.
That's
they'll
right.
never,
when you
they'll
say
never
we,
be the same
three
again.
of you, those two men
Sure,
can't do it by
I did
themselves.
it. Hey, sure. I just said I wanted the pleasure of being involved in it. They could beat the Rock and Roll Express's brains out by themselves.
Then why don't you let them try?
I wanted the simple pleasure of being able to say that I had something to do with putting one or both of those stinking, slimy punks out of professional wrestling, and you better blink when I talk.
Well, is he upset and mad? And I don't know.
Because it took him. It took three of them.
Well, if you want to count the tennis racket, you can even say four.
All right. And he has to carry it around. Why didn't he get in the ring?
Well, I'll tell you what.
Such a good instigator outside.
You're right. Let's tell the fans right here very quickly that coming up next, new to World Championship Wrestling, is Bill Apter and Scouting Report. That is coming up next. A kind of an in-depth look, a different view of the wrestlers than we usually see here on World Championship Wrestling. And that comes up next. You want to stay tuned for it. Oh, good drop kick.
All right, now. Again, you can't sell the Midnight Express. They're good. But that Cornette, that little wimp, look at him. Watch Cornette. Look at him now. Now that the man's down, sure, he'll come in.
Wouldn't surprise me if he hit him.
Pro Wrestling Illustrated's Scouting Report. And now, here's your host, Senior Editor of Pro Wrestling Illustrated, Bill Apter.
Welcome to another edition of Pro Wrestling Illustrated Scouting Reports. I'm your host, Senior Editor Bill Apter. First of all, welcome to our new time spot. And secondly, thank you for all those thousands upon thousands of letters we've received in our editorial offices in Rockville Center, New York. Last week's show with Magnum TA got such a great response, we've asked the U.S. champ, Magnum TA, to be with us again this week. Magnum, welcome.
Bill, pleasure to be here.
Magnum, 1985 was a darn good year for you. 1986, I'm sure, looks really rosy to you, I would assume. What's 86 have in store for you? Future plans?
Well, 86 will be a continuation of the quest that I started in 1985, which was for the World's Heavyweight Championship held by Ric Flair.
Right.
We had many long, drawn-out battles, you might say, and they never really ended in any clear-cut conclusion, anything that I was happy with anyway. And I feel like maybe there's just a few keys to the puzzle left, maybe a few pieces that I haven't quite put together yet, but I feel like in 1986 I'll be able to put those pieces in place and then hopefully come up with a winning combination.
So that could do it. Also, your United States Heavyweight Championship, several contenders looking to go after Magnum TA. Now, one of those top contenders, Arn Anderson, recently won the World Television Tournament, and I'd like to let everyone take a look at right now that World TV Tournament. Okay, Arn Anderson winning the World TV Championship. Arn Anderson also a top contender for the United States Heavyweight Championship. Let's look at Arn Anderson. He's gotten quite a bit more hot-headed ever since Ole Anderson entered his life again.
Well, I feel like that's an association when you're talking about family members. Certainly, Ole Anderson's track record speaks for itself. So the influence that he's had over Arn definitely can't be a positive one as far as a sportsman-like attitude, because these men have on many occasions said that they go out there to hurt people. That's exactly their motto, their ring strategy. So Arn Anderson has carried that strategy over in his one-on-one wrestling. It's been pretty successful for him because now he is a world television champion.
Yeah, so
in fact, it has to be acknowledged. So Arn Anderson definitely has to be one of the #1 contenders that I'm going to have to deal with in defending the United States Heavyweight Championship.
Okay, now probably the one that most people would say is the most controversial of your challengers, Tully Blanchard, the man who you took the title from in that I Quit match.
I don't feel like Tully Blanchard and I, the issue there will ever be solved. As long as the two of us are putting on wrestling boots and entering a wrestling ring, there's always going to be a conflict because neither one of us is going to back down. He's a very tenacious, competitive athlete. He's got a definite opinion about the way he should do things. Right. He's not going to change his mind. I'm not going to change mine. But the fact of the matter is he was the one that lost the championship to me. He's going to have to come make the challenge to me now because there's other people out there besides Tully. I recognize his credentials in challenging me for this, but I'm not going to totally let myself be obsessed with Tully Blanchard as I was in 1985.
A lot of our mail says it's just a matter of time before one of you practically kills the other one. What's your reaction to that?
Well, I feel that the I Quit match was a situation where we almost did maim each other, almost to the point of taking it totally out of the realm of sport. And when that happened, it sickened me a little bit because it took a little of the heart out of me because I don't like that. I don't like the animal I became in the ring on that particular occasion. So for that reason, I don't ever want to have one of those matches again if I can possibly help it. I don't regret anything that happened, but I want to go on.
All right. From up in Portland, Oregon, one of the top challengers, Bobby Jaggers. Bobby Jaggers has recently gone from a fan favorite to a hated rule breaker, which he's been through most of his career. He's probably one of the most versatile wrestlers. He can use rule-breaking tactics and scientific tactics as well.
Well, I've done a little bit of scouting on Bobby Jaggers. He's a relatively heavy-looking man.
265 pounds.
And deceiving in the fact that you would not think he had the agility or the speed or the ability to execute the scientific maneuvers, yet when he gets the opportunity to take advantage of someone, he'll go right back to the old rule-breaking kick and punch type style of wrestling. So that makes him a man as dangerous and deceiving and hard to handle in the ring.
They call him the hangman. He uses that hangman hold, and he's another one, as you said, who's out to just destroy his opponents. Let's go to Mid-South right now, Ted DiBiase.
Ted DiBiase is a man that over the years I've developed a great deal of respect for, not necessarily caring about his personal aspects or his personality, but he has a great deal of wrestling ability. I watched him in the ring with very large, strong men that relied totally on his strength. And he's always been able to conduct himself in a scientific wrestling manner if that's what he chose to do. The man has got a lot of stamina, a lot of endurance, and he's about 6'4", 255 pounds. You don't really comprehend how large the man is till you're standing right up on him. And I think he's got what it takes to be a champion.
Let me ask you this, though, Magnum. Recently, he suffered an injury which nearly ended his career, an injury to his neck. Would you go after something like this? You know he had a neck injury. Would this be your way of getting a contender out of the way quickly?
I never go in the ring with an idea of working on someone's an injury per se. I try to weaken a part of the body, and that's just a strategy. But as far as the neck, I've never been someone that works strategically as far as front face locks or headlocks. That hasn't been my stronghold. I believe that sometimes it comes down to a point, and maybe you've been wrestling 35, 40 minutes, where unconsciously maybe you go for something if you see a weakness, but that wouldn't be the first thing I'd go for in a match.
Okay, now at 275 pounds, Moscow, Russia, probably one of the toughest challengers you'll ever have, Nikita Koloff.
I feel outside of myself, there's probably no more intense competitor, young competitor in wrestling today than Nikita Koloff.
You know what? Let's take a break right here, and when we come back, let's take an in-depth look at Nikita Koloff. Okay, we'll be right back. Don't you dare go away. Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Illustrated Scouting Reports. I'm your host, Bill Apter. Once again, my guest, United States Heavyweight Champion, Magnum TA. Before the break, we said we'd come back and discuss probably one of the toughest men in professional wrestling, Nikita Koloff.
I think when you're looking at Nikita, you look at a man, not necessarily the largest, not necessarily the strongest, but maybe one of the most determined young wrestlers in the sport today. I've watched him against many of his opponents. When he gets someone in there that doesn't have a great deal of experience, he doesn't waste a whole lot of time. He goes right out on a seek and destroy mission. He doesn't waste a whole lot of effort, a whole lot of moves. He goes out there and accomplishes his goal right off the bat. And I kind of can relate to that myself, because if you've viewed some of my matches, I've had quite a few very quick wins on television. That's my philosophy, too. You save your strength and your endurance for the times when you know you're going to have championship matches that might last anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes.
Right.
So I can draw some correlation to the athlete myself, yet he comes from the West, I come from the East.
Totally different style and philosophy. Right now, let's take a look as Nikita Koloff takes on Jerry Blackland. Okay, now let's take a look here. Nikita, as you know, is probably one of the strongest men in wrestling and one of the most brutal. Here he is bashing Blackland's head into the turnbuckles. T.A., how would you thwart something like this?
Well, anybody that tries to overpower an opponent, there's always wrestling counters. There's always maneuvers where you can use someone's strength against him. If you have a man that's intent on using his strength solely, you have to try to counteract it by not trying to go head-to-head, muscle to muscle with him. You try to outmaneuver him, out-quick him, have more agility. This man here in the ring with him now is obviously totally outclassed, and Nikita is intent on punishing the man before he lets him escape through the 1, 2, 3.
Here he takes him into the ropes, and Blackland looking like he was going to do something there, but the Russian sickle taking him down.
That may be one of the most devastating moves in professional wrestling. He calls that the Russian sickle. That is his version of a lariat or a clothesline, but he calls it a Russian sickle, and no one executes it any more devastatingly than Nikita Koloff.
Now, Nikita Koloff also, as you know, has Krusher Khrushchev and Ivan Koloff at ringside periodically, and they've helped him quite a bit in his training. But this Russian sickle, look at that, almost took Blackland's head off with that thing. This Russian sickle is something that they've taught him, and he has perfected better than any other wrestler.
Well, it's just like any maneuver. There's some things that people are just specialized in. They do it better than anyone else. It's like my belly-to-belly suplex. A lot of people can perform the same maneuver, and it doesn't have the same effect. The clothesline, there's something about Nikita Koloff, the intensity, the speed, the way he executes that move that makes it come off like no one else.
Okay, now you have said, and we quoted you saying this, better dead than red. Nikita Koloff will never take your title. How strongly do you feel about this? I mean,
I feel just as strongly about this as I did when I was on the quest for this title. See, I feel that the only way you keep the prestige and the importance of a title upheld is by going against the toughest competition in the world today. I feel today that my greatest challenge out of all the people we named is Nikita Koloff, and he represents all the things that I disagree with. He's here living in our country. He's enjoying all the things that you get from living in America.
Makes
all the
American
freedom,
money.
Making our money,
Right.
living in our land, and constantly putting it down. And that's why I feel like this is more of a personal thing for me. Being the United States heavyweight champion, representing the United States, I'm not going to let this man take this from me.
Some people have nicknamed him the Russian Road Warrior. Do you feel that's a title befitting him?
Well, I've heard that, and I've also heard him called the Russian Nightmare, and I think that is more befitting. The man can be a nightmare to a great many of his opponents, but I think he's going to find in me that he's looking at a whole new ballpark.
Are you scared of him at all? Does he intimidate you with his size and his whole attitude?
I'm intimidated by no man. There's nothing to fear but fear itself. I believe if you're prepared to go in a battle, then you're ready. And when I go in the ring with Nikita Koloff, it will be a battle. I'm not going to take anything lightly about him. But he's not going to have an easy task with myself.
Okay, right now, Magnum, I want to get to the portion of the show where the fans ask their favorite wrestler a question. And we got a question from Tony Flank from Montreal, Quebec. And this one was for Ronnie Garvin. Wanted to know what Ronnie Garvin's favorite hobbies are. So let's take a look right now. And here's Ronnie Garvin with Tony Flank's question and an answer.
This is in response to Tony Flanks from Montreal, Canada. Thank you for sending in your questions. The question was, what are my favorite hobbies? Well, my favorite hobbies, it's a wide range. Different kind of sports, like I fly airplanes, I scuba dive, skydive, fishing. Hunting is probably my favorite one because to me fishing is a great challenge. Just like professional wrestling is. It's a great challenge. You got to go out and you got to look for the deer, and it's usually in cold season. And I just plain like the outdoors, and you could call me probably the real nature boy, because that's exactly what I like. I like nature. I think it's great to be outdoors, and just the challenge of being out there and tracking deers down. And at the same time, I think it's a great workout because you do a lot of walking. And like I said, thank you, and I'd like to say hello to everybody in Montreal.
Thank you, Ronnie Garvin. I'm sure Ric Flair will appreciate Ronnie Garvin calling himself the real nature boy. Don't forget, if you have a question you'd like us to ask your favorite wrestler, send it to Pro Wrestling Illustrated Scouting Report. And if your question's used on the air, we'll send you absolutely free a Pro Wrestling Illustrated t-shirt. Okay, Magnum, as you know, many things have been happening the last couple of weeks here. The controversy between the Rock and Roll Express and the Midnight Express and Jim Cornette. Next week, we hope to have an in-depth interview with the Rock and Roll Express about that. Before we leave, any message you'd like to give to your fans about your upcoming title defenses against some of these challengers?
Well, what I'd like to do is really say thanks for all the support that the people have been giving me all this time. I know that maybe sometimes after you achieve a goal, it seems anticlimactic when you're not on the chase. But for me, the challenge of defending the United States Heavyweight Championship is just as great a challenge, and I hope I have your continued support in 1986.
That's great. Once again, you've been a great guest on Scouting Reports. Thank you. Thank you. Till next time, this is Bill Apter for Pro Wrestling Illustrated Scouting Reports, along with Magnum TA, the United States Heavyweight Champion, and we'll see you at ringside.
Okay, fans, back with you on World Championship Wrestling. My pleasure to have Baby Doll out here. Dusty Rhodes' personal, along with a national heavyweight title belt.
That's right. Last week I came out here and I took up a little bit of Arn Anderson's time, and I told him a special message. Well, I'm out here now because Arn Anderson said something at the end of that interview that said that women were only good for making dinner and making babies. Well, listen, darling, I certainly am not out here cooking, and I certainly am not out here barefoot. But I'm out here with this message, and that was that you're next. And believe me, the cage match is set. Some bones of yours are going to be broken if Dusty Rhodes or myself have anything to do with it.
All right, message from Baby Doll. If she or Dusty Rhodes have anything to do with it, Arn Anderson, I would watch out. Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Championship match set to go, and let's go to the ring.
All right, ladies, it's set. Right now, Sam Houston, the challenger, the champion, the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion, Crusher Khrushchev. You see, Ivan Koloff is there, talking over the strategy, what to do. This young man from Texas, he's a Spitfire. Nice takedown by Crusher. Holds onto that arm. Sam moving around. He's got to use his quickness. Here he goes across into the ropes. Look at that. Look at that. Running right into a wall. The Russian wall.
Title match, David. And Crusher is so much bigger than Sam as far as his upper body development. However,
Sam's got to use his feet.
Sam Houston is a fine, quick athlete and a fine wrestler.
Yes, he is.
When it comes down to technical wrestling, I don't mean slugging it out. Sam Houston is as good as anyone in the business.
Oh, what a tackle, though. Oh, Crusher ran right over Houston. All right, Tony, before this match gets any further, Bob Brenner Sr. is in the hospital in Conway, Pennsylvania. We'd like to wish him the very best.
Right. The confidence of the Russian team, David. Sam Houston has to overcome that if he wants to be the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion.
Oh, he's got that arm. They see Ivan. This is just one of the champions you see right here in World Championship Wrestling. Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion, Crusher Khrushchev. Can he hold on to it? Another.
Great tackle, David.
Oh.
Great tackle.
You know, we have the dream match, Tony. We've had so many thousands upon thousands of letters. It's gotten to the point now we only can take cards for the dream match.
Only cards, please.
Who do you want to see in the dream match? The Russians against the Road Warriors? Ric Flair and Dusty? Magnum, Nikita? There's so many.
That's right.
Then you've got the two men in the ring right now. Crusher Khrushchev, the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion. Houston using his quickness. That's what he's got to do. He's got to keep that big man down on the mat. There you see Ivan. He's always watching. He's over there shouting instructions on what to do. He's pulling the hair of Houston. Houston trying to hold on to that leg to keep that big man down. And he's just like a tank. Crusher Khrushchev. Hard right to the side of the head. Houston grabs headlock. Here they go. Up! He used it! Good, good. Quickness again. Has it. Can he hold on to it? Can he control it? Can he do it?
Ivan Koloff pretty upset at ringside, but Sam Houston doing a fine job.
Houston's got that second man outside, and Ivan, look at Ivan's. Snap mare by Crusher. Bounces off the rope. Try to drop the elbow. Sam, quick. Good. Stay with the leg. That's what he has. That's what he's got to do.
David and fans, a reminder, this is for the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Championship. The champion is Crusher Khrushchev, and the challenger, the man that has the champion hooked up right now, is Sam Houston. If the match would end during this break, we would show you what happened on instant replay. If not, this match will continue, fans, right after this. Timeout.
He has that leg. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. It's for the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Championship. Sam Houston has Crusher. Switch now by Crusher. Picks him up, presses him. Oh, my word!
David, and there's another presence out there. You see him at ringside. Nikita Koloff has slowly made his way to ringside.
That's
and now Sam Houston has one man to fight in the ring and two Russians looking at him on the outside. The odds are really against him.
That is true. Can he do it now? He's got the pride in himself, the pride in his country. Sam Houston's that type of guy that won't give up. He's fighting back. Crusher puts the knee right into his chest. Sam still comes right. Crusher picks him up. Crusher throws him down. Sutton lays on him. Houston turn, kicks out. Goes right after that leg, the fist. Crusher, snapmare takes him over. Stomps right on the forehead. Look at him. Takes his time. This might be a mistake on his part. Comes after him now. Picks him up and hangs him high. Drops him right down on the back. Houston still going after that leg. All right, here, watch out, watch out. Here he goes. Turnbuckle. Drives it. Houston moves out of the way. Crusher hurts that leg. All right, he's out. Watch out, watch out.
He's at the wrong place to be.
Down here. There are three of them down here now. Picks him up. No! No! Oh! Right on his face.
On the concrete floor.
He is down. Right on his face. They're all standing around watching, waiting. Can Houston get up? He landed. All right, now. Crusher takes him again.
Sam's in big trouble right here, David.
Yes,
I don't know if
he
he can come back from that or not. I don't think he can come back from that.
Crusher's going up. He's going now. He's on that second rope. He's up on that top rope. Look out! No! Hurt his leg though. Hurt his leg though. Look at it. His leg is hurt. He got Sam Houston, but his leg's hurt. Look at him. Houston, by instinct, kicks out. Again, he kicks out. Just on instinct alone. Crusher's down. Both men down on that mat. Houston, can he do it? Both men know what this match means. This is for the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Championship. Look at that. Hey, look out. Hey, the Road Warriors. The Road Warriors honking animal.
Sam thrown over the top rope.
Look at that. Animal threw him right over.
That's it. We got a new champion. Animal threw Sam Houston back over.
The Road Warriors come right in on the Russians. Ivan and Nikita are in there now. Crushing Khrushchev, Dusty Rhodes, Magnum TA. Ladies and gentlemen, you have just seen All right. Hey, Tony, we've got it. A new Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion, Sam Houston.
They threw him right over the top rope, and there to catch Sam Houston, the Legion of Doom with Precious Paul Ellering. They threw him right back on top. There is a new Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion, and he is Sam Houston. And I mean, you guys came right out from nowhere.
We just gave a taste of their own little red medicine. And if you notice, we're wearing red today. We're wearing red because we're seeing red. We're seeing lots of red. You Russians have been in our face. Now we're going to get news. Who's got the chain now? Who's got the chain? The Warriors got the chain. I tell you what else. You Russians better get ready, because we're coming. And when we come, boy, you're in a lot of trouble. Tell him, Big Red.
You know, Tony Schiavone, wrestling is a game in which you're either the teacher or you're taught a lesson. Russians, you were just taught the lesson of your lifetime, and it's only beginning now.
We'll be back right after this.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is for the World's Television Championship. The challenger, Jim Jeffers.
It's for the title.
Yes, it is. One fall, 10-minute time limit. The champion, Arn Anderson. Jim Jeffers. The challenger. Tony, maybe we could see it happen. Hey. We just saw Sam Houston win the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Championship.
Well, we could see 2 titles change hands in a row. What an exciting match with Sam Houston.
Oh, yes. Hey, Tony. What's that? Got someone coming.
Oh, my goodness. Baby Doll is back out here with us. She had some threatening words to Arn Anderson before, and now here with us again.
Yeah, I'm just doing maybe a little bit of scouting report and seeing how Arn Anderson really thinks he's a champion, you know. I'm just going to be out here watching a little bit.
Okay. She's going to stand here and watch with us. I remember the last time Baby Doll was in the studio, the same time Arn Anderson came out here, he was pretty upset.
Yeah, giving the message that he was going to be next, and I think Dusty Rhodes was going to take care of him in that cage match that we have set up.
All right. Dave?
Oh, that's right. You've heard Baby Doll.
Oh, Baby Doll, he knows you're here now.
Yes.
All
right, look, this is it.
Hey, Jay, go for it, Jeffers.
He almost lost it right there.
Jeffers should have taken better advantage of that situation since Arn had seemed to make his attention known otherwise.
Goes down for that pin. He's got it, but he's looking over here at Baby Doll here.
Baby Doll. Arn Anderson, the World Television Champion. Here's your title. You won it.
Oh, my, Baby Doll.
Yeah, that's what you think. Not for
Since when does Dusty Rhodes have to have a woman do his talking for him?
Dusty Rhodes doesn't have to have me do anything for him.
The last thing I need on my interview time is a painted lady telling me anything. Where's Rhodes?
Listen, I don't have to do anything, Rhodes, but maybe you better look behind you.
There he is.
Hey, he wanted him. You want him. You say where he is. He's right there. If you're man enough, go get him. You wanted him.
You be talking all day long. You talking about what you gonna do. Here I am right here. Let me get some of it right here.
Well, Arn.
He doesn't have anybody with him, Tony.
Nope.
He can't depend on Ole. No. Ole's leg gone. Ric Flair's not around.
We'll see you next week on World Championship Wrestling.